I remember during my final year, I had this classmate that was extremely brilliant. So I was always in her room. We're always studying together. So after a while, there was this young girl, this fresher that came to squat with her. But we noticed that this girl had very weird ways of doing things, and anytime we ask her, if why are you doing this like this, she would say, my mommy said that is how I should do it. My daddy said this is how I should do it. It was always my mommy said, my daddy said, my mommy said. So there was this particular day she was filling her electric kettle. She wanted to boil water to take her bath. And she was filling it from the outlets. That is the mouth where you pour the water out of. And we're like, Ife, why are you filling this water from this place? She said, that's where my mom said I should fill the kettle from. At that point, we were like, why? Why did your mother tell you? She said, my mom didn't give me any reason. In fact, my mom said anytime she gives me an instructions that children don't always question their parents, that whatever they tell them to do, they just simply obey. It was at that point that we knew that we needed to help this young girl. So my friend was like, my friend, will you give me that kettle? My friend collected the kettle. So we're like, see this black button here, press this button. She pressed the button and the kettle popped, the cover popped open. Now that was like an aha moment for this girl because she was quiet. We could see that she was reflecting. We could see that she was really going through all the things that her parents had been telling her. For her, I'm sure she was probably thinking that, have my parents been deceiving me? Is it that my parents didn't know any better? It was really a moment of reflection for this girl. And from then on, it became easy for us to influence this girl. She would come to us, and we would tell her, we'll give her instructions, we'll show her how to do things. But the good thing was that we didn't have evil ways. We're not the type that will go to club, we're not the type that were notorious with boys. But if we were some children or some young adults that had very terrible character, it was at that point that we had won a disciple because her parents didn't do well, in allowing her question things. It is wrong. Yes, let me put it that way. It is wrong for you to just give children instructions and then you tell them not to question you, because whenever they go out and they see somebody with a stronger reason, chances are that that person will convince them. They become more prone to peer pressure. You understand, when they don't have strong enough reasons, when they don't know the consequences behind the things they are doing, or they don't know the rewards. Do you understand? So as parents, gone are the days where you say children don't question their parents. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should encourage children to stand in front of their parents and say, I'm not doing it. Why? No. When a child comes to you and say, mommy, why did you say I should not stay in front of the TV? Take your time to explain to that child. And for teenagers, a lot of teenagers might not even ask you why. You just tell them, and chances are that they have made up their mind. They have decided whether or not they are going to take that instructions. Okay, but if they know, you give them reasons why it is for their own good. Ultimately, I tell you, majority, in fact almost all of them, will take that instructions or that guidance, and then it becomes extremely difficult for somebody to just come, and sweep them off that instructions. It becomes extremely difficult for somebody to come and convince them otherwise. So please, as parents, learn to give children reason. It is not because you do not hold the ultimate authority as a parent. It is because when you do that, you are giving your children a better understanding of how life works. You are teaching your children not to be the yes ma kind of children. You are teaching them to also question things outside so that they are not easily deceived. And then you make it difficult, for them to be easily influenced by their peers. Rather, they will be the ones influencing their peers because they have reasons. They understand why. All right. So in this generation, I'm sure as parents, you already know that we are raising a generation of children that are different. So please, as parents, learn to give children understand. Let's learn to make your children understand the reasons behind certain things. When you give them instructions, take it a step further and explain why you want them to act in certain ways, why you want them to do certain things at certain times of the day, why you don't want them to be in certain places, why you don't want them to do certain things or hang out with certain kinds of people. And trust me, when you do that, it becomes very easy. Your parenting journey starts getting easier by the day because your children, at some point, they begin to they come to a place where they trust you. And please, I must add this, in giving instructions to your children or in giving them reasons why they should do certain things, please try not to lie to your children. All right, because this is not the generation of tortoise and antelope, crocodile, and that you just tell children all those stories and they'll take it hook, line, and sinker. Information is readily available everywhere. So when you lie to your children and somebody comes with a better reasoning, somebody comes to tell them the truth, you are beginning to lose credibility little by little, little by little, little by little. And after a while, once you're just telling them, in their mind, they're just looking at you, they play. I can remember a teenager I was just looking at him. Mother was telling him something the other day, and he looked at her and said, they play. That's exactly. They may not even come out openly and tell you they play, but in their mind, they're telling you they play. So please, tell them the truth. Give them reasons, but make sure that you are telling them the truth. I hope this tip will be helpful too.